Hello, Chris. My name is Tiffany, and I am a writer for Celeb Secrets Country. It is such a pleasure to sit down with you because you have been making major waves in the country music scene in 2020.
Well, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I mean, let's do a recap real fast. So in 2020, right, you made your first appearance at the Grand Ole Opry. You went on tour. You released a 7-track EP, and you also made 2 music videos. And back in November, you did a cover. So my first question for you is, are you tired?
I'm not. Last year we had a lot of time to be creative,
Right.
do stuff that I normally wouldn't have the time to do. So that's been incredible. I will say if we had a full touring slate on top of this stuff, I'd be a lot more tired. But it's been awesome to be able to do that with the way that everything was last year, to be able to still be working and creating and doing stuff like that. It kept me sane more so than wore me down.
I want to know, what is one thing you want to achieve in 2021? Are you the type of person who makes New Year's resolutions?
I do. My New Year's resolutions usually are not music or career based. They're more personal. But I'm excited to just play shows again. I think that might be a cop out answer, but it was something that, since I was 21, I was playing shows since before I was 21, almost every single weekend. When I was in college, we played Monday through Saturday. They didn't serve alcohol on Sunday, so the bars were closed on Sunday. And then I moved to Nashville, and I didn't want to do anything outside of making music or playing shows. So I started touring and playing, from 4-hour gigs to opening up for some awesome artists. And that's just what I'm so excited to do again.
You kept yourself busy writing music, releasing music, and just a few months ago, you released your 7-track EP. So I took a listen, but out of all of the songs, which song would you recommend your fans to listen to first?
Yeah, it's one of those things. So I grew up listening. My dad always used to make me listen to CDs top down. So you couldn't just pick one song and replay that song over and over and over again. So what we tried to do with this EP was make it a cohesive work of art that could be listened to top down. But if I had to choose one, I think my favorite right now, and one that's just so special to me, is Would Have Loved Her. And I wrote that song. I wrote it about my grandpa, who passed away about 6 months before I met my girlfriend. And I just had this idea, had he been around and had he gotten to meet her, he would have loved her. And so I brought that idea into a co-writer of mine, a good friend, Zach Kale. And he told me that his dad actually passed away before he met his wife. And so we kind of looked at each other and knew that that's the song that we had to write that day. And it is my brand new single to country radio. And just the reaction that we've gotten, whether it be on the music video or something that somebody saw on TikTok, even though I'm not the best TikToker around, and the comments on Instagram, it's just been so awesome to see that something that 2 guys wrote in a little tiny room is that people are relating to it and people are finding themselves in that song.
Well, it is so beautiful and definitely a tearjerker. So that was my next question. Can you tell me about that songwriting process? And would you say it was difficult to write, or did it just come naturally?
Absolutely. So I had that idea for a long time, and I kind of brought it into a few writes here and there, and would throw the idea out in the story that I saw, how I wanted to paint it and say everything in that song the way that we did. And, it's not a song about beer. It's not a song about riding around in a truck. So a lot of the times people were like, well, do we have any other ideas? So when Zach and I were writing that day, I remember we kind of threw out a couple of titles, and I looked at him. I said, all right, I've got this title, but we need to write it the way that we did. I said, we need to write it. It needs to be one of those ones that kind of tugs at the heartstrings. It needs to be a song and tell a story. And so I threw the idea out there, and he loved it. And he told me, like I said, his father passed away, and it was not hard to write. It took us 2 days to write, but I think it took us 2 days because that first day we were just sharing stories. He was sharing stories about his dad. I was sharing stories about my grandpa. And I think it was awesome for both of us, kind of like a therapy session for both of us to be able to speak that out loud and tell the other writer about, that person that we loved, that we lost along the way, and then the woman that we love today. So it was a very therapeutic write for both of us, I think.
That's amazing. I'm sure that will go down in history as one of your favorite writing sessions.
Absolutely.
So I watched your music video too for that song, and it was so intimate. So tell me why you wanted to make that video so intimate and so beautiful. Like, why did you go in that direction?
So my good friend Dustin Haney actually, he directed that video. He's directed, I think, all of my music videos. He's a great friend of mine, and he just has this knack for taking a song and bringing it to life with the video. And so we both knew in kind of our text conversations to each other, we knew that it had to be intimate. We knew that it had to be, we didn't want anything to take away from the lyrics, take away from the story of the song. So we didn't want anything to come out of the blue or catch you off guard or be really theatrical. So he had the idea to just bring a piano out to this beautiful farm that was about 25 minutes outside of Nashville. And he said, I've got the perfect mother-daughter team that we can, shoot all of the mother-daughter scenes and stuff. And I think he's just got an eye and such a talent for that. So it was incredible to still be working with an awesome friend and to have a product come out the way that it did.
That is amazing. And it's truly so perfect. And like you said, the video doesn't take away from the heartfelt lyrics.
Right. Thank you.
So we are Celeb Secrets, right? So do you have any secret projects in the pipeline right now, whether that's a passion project or something that has to do with your career?
We've been writing on Zoom a lot, so we've got a lot of great songs that I'm really excited about. Once it's safe to get back in the studio and record, I think we might have some new stuff that we're getting ready to release. But it's been incredible. I just got to get in the studio with a guy from my hometown named Nelly and write a song and record a song. So I'm hoping that we get to do something with Nelly further on down the road.
That's so exciting. And can you maybe share what that song is about?
Yeah, it's called Follow Me, and it's a fun song about kind of just following somebody to a good time.
Ooh,
just if you want to have a party, come with me. I'll show you the good time. I'll show you the party.
I love that. Good vibes only.
Absolutely. For 2021, good vibes only.